At first the neurologist thought I didn't have anything Parkinson's because he said I didn't have many symptoms. So they put me on Cinemat, which is standard at that time, and I improved a lot, you know, in many ways, and so they decided that I did have Parkinson's.
I went to my doctor because I was having trouble with my feet, seemed to be losing their feeling, and he referred me to a nerve specialist. And I walked into his surgery and he said, "Will you go back to the door and walk in again?" I said, "That's strange." So I did. And he said, "You come to see me because you've got Parkinson's." And I said, "No, not really, it's because I've got a problem with my feet." And he said, "No, the way you're walking, you've got Parkinson's."
So Parkinson's affects everyone differently, and it's not uniform, so there's no one single same case in all Parkinson's diagnosis. So essentially you'll see gait changes, which is a change in their walking. So it might be their walking speed, their turning speed, how far they're able to step in length. You also find changes with regards to the distance they are able to walk as well. You'll also see changes in balance as well, which is can contribute to a change in mobility. So because someone's balance might not be, it might actually get worse over time. They might start walking with a four-wheel walker or a two-wheel frame, some sort of gait aid to assist with walking. And that's not so much from the perspective of needing it to be able to walk, it's more of a safety preventative in case a fall does happen or someone does trip over.
I managed to live with the disease quite well. But I started having falls, and my wife was about my age as well, and it was just getting too much for her to pick me up off the ground and get me back again. So, you know, we decided that I should come somewhere where there's care people.
I think there's a misconception that everyone thinks that all Parkinson's diagnoses have tremors and have mobility issues, which we know that it isn't. And once again, every diagnosis is different. So there's some residents who might have mobility issues and really bad tremors, whereas others might have none at all. And the disease can progress really slowly over time compared to progressing really quickly.
I'm now using a walker all the time, and it's not so much to help me walk, it's to prevent me from falling over. I can't do things, I can't drive, so it's very difficult to visit people like I used to.
I admire that both Garth and Jackie have a positive outlook on the nature of the disease. They don't let their diagnosis get to them. They're always pushing forward, looking at ways to better themselves, to increase their strength, increase their quality of life. And whether that be from an exercise point of view or from socialising, they always find ways to continue working within their hobbies and their capabilities and continue to take on advice and be open to healthcare advice.
You would progress a lot faster with the disease in an adverse way if we didn't have the therapy. I know that after a course in therapy for 3 weeks, I certainly feel a lot freer with my movements and able to get around and do it.
We created an individualised home exercise program which essentially targets upper limb and lower limb strength and range of movement to keep Garth strong. We've also created some dynamic balance exercises for Garth, so ensuring that we can increase his balance to try and prevent falls going forward. We know that falls prevention is a really major focus with our residents who have Parkinson's disease.
The other type of therapy they have is a lot of social engineering, a lot of music, afternoons and bingo and so forth.
And I very much enjoy the music therapy here. Marie is wonderful, and I enjoy that hour session.
There's a lot of evidence around using auditory stimuli with metronome, so certain beats and even music with the background beat can help with bypassing a part of the brain called the basal ganglia, which essentially can assist with helping with more regular movement, so normal walking speed, normal walking step length. Without that, generally Parkinson's affects the part of the brain where it can't transmit that process to get movement. So by using music in therapy, we're finding we're getting a lot more results with better walking speed, better walking distance.
I've managed to sort myself out because I'm a writer, and I can sit down and start writing, and 3 hours later I'm still writing. I'm in another place. I'm not in a room in a hospital. I'm back where I was and the things I'm writing about. It's going to be what you make it. You can sit down and cry about it and say it's such a dreadful thing that's happened to you. And I think everyone has those moments. But if you focus on that, you're not going to get anywhere. You have to focus on, well, when you're told about the diagnosis, the case of saying, okay, what can we do about it? And the doctors and therapists, especially in Western Australia, I think are probably world leading from what I can gather on the internet with their treatments and their therapies. So be prepared to do what they're asking you to do, and you'll find you'll get on a lot easier.